Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is April 15th, 2020, and I hope everyone's having a good morning. So, there's a lot of confusion that's going on with regards to the stimulus checks, how to go about putting in your direct deposit information, problems with the IRS website, and there's also equal upset and confusion with regards to unemployment in each individual state. So I've made a tremendous amount of inquiries with regards to unemployment in many states, along with some assistance from our very own Wonder Woman, the subscriber that constantly is giving us valuable information here on the Virgo Triad channel. And I'm going to try to answer those questions for you as I found out from others, such as a couple of different senators that I'm going to suggest that you guys start calling if some things don't start happening here pretty soon. But in addition to that, some people at the unemployment offices and workforce offices. Hello, Joe. I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes to let some more people. This was an impromptu live stream. Hi, everybody. I see you now. I want to make sure that we get as many people in here as possible so that those of you that have questions pertaining to these subjects, we can go ahead and go through them together. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Denise. Hi, Kat. Hi, Teresa. S. Hall. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to talk with you guys about a Federal Trade Commission warning. And hopefully by the time I'm done with this, we will actually have some more people have the opportunity to get in here, because I know this stuff is extremely irritating and frustrating. You're not alone. I am equally as frustrated with the scenarios that are happening right now, but we do have to take into consideration that there are millions of people right now that are attempting to try to do these things, including checking on their payment status, trying to put in direct deposit information to the website for the IRS, attempting to try to get unemployment filed when systems are bogged down and servers are going down like crazy. So hopefully this will give you guys a little bit of comfort in what I have found out this morning with the help of Wonder Woman. And hopefully this will help those of you that are not aware of what you should do next. Should you be stuck in a situation that you're worried that you might have to wait until September to get a check. So let's go ahead and talk about the concern that I have with regards to a Federal Trade Commission report that came out this morning. So there's been scam reports, and I mean I've got numbers here with regards to the scammers attempting to try to get their hands on your relief money. There's a lot that's going on by text, by email, by phone, and I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. So there have been plenty of bogus cures, as you guys know, treatments and all these other things claiming that they can assist you or family members and friends that have issues with illness. And all of those are straight up scams. But we also have this new issue that has rolled out now. It's not new in terms of the way that they normally do it, but it's new as far as this particular issue. So we're seeing texts, emails, and calls from what appears to be government agencies, which of course they're using a VoIP service in order to make it look that way. They're doing things like promising to get your relief money for you sooner, or a larger amount than what you actually originally qualified for. There are other scams that are going on around it having to do with travel and other ways that you can double and triple your money, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into how they're going about doing all of these things because that's not really what's important here. What is important here is that you double check anything that happens. If you get a link, don't click on it. Actually take the information from the link down and type it into a browser and take a look at it there. If you see anything funny at all, contact the ftc.gov complaints center. They are keeping track of these reports. Right now, the Federal Trade Commission has gotten 18,235 reports as of 7 a.m. this morning that are related to these things that we're talking about right now, the relief checks, how to boost your unemployment, so on and so forth. $13 million in fraud funds have already been collected. 13 million. And we're only talking about the United States, of course, with the relief funds. But there are people across the world going through similar problems that we're not seeing reported because the Federal Trade Commission doesn't keep track of those. This is an extremely upsetting amount of reports for such a so newly going into this. I mean, most states have not even rolled out the federal unemployment compensation as of yet. So this is extremely concerning. People just started receiving their relief checks as of last Friday. So we've already got $13 million that went to fraud in the hole. Let's not allow one more penny, if possible, to go through there. Anybody who's contacting you with regards to your relief check, claiming that they can get it faster, they can get you more, it's a straight up scam. Number one, the IRS never calls you. They don't text you. They will, however, email you if you request it and only if you request it. So anything having to do with the Internal Revenue Service or the Treasury, making claims that that's who they are, if they contact you in any of those ways, it is not who they are. You request a phone call, they will contact you by phone or by email, but only if you request it. Otherwise, you're going to receive a letter. All right, so I just want to make sure that I mention that to you guys because it's a very concerning number. Good morning, Rocky. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Wonder Woman. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about High Nights Media. Sorry, you guys. I know I've missed a couple of you, but hello to everyone. All right, so what I'd like for you guys to do, if you don't mind, is any questions that you have as we go along the way, hold off on typing them into the chat until I get to a point where I can say, we're going to do question and answer now, so that way I don't lose your question in the process of me, reading all of this to you guys or telling you guys about what I found out. All right, so the first thing I'm going to go over with you is the IRS situation. So a lot of you are already aware from my video yesterday that the IRS now has their link up that allows you to go in and put your direct deposit information if you were either unable to do that to begin with, or if by chance you changed your mind and decided that you wanted to have your check direct deposited because you didn't want to wait the several weeks that it may take to get the paper check. All right, there's a couple of scenarios. One is that if you owed nothing and nothing is to be refunded to you, then in that case, you're not offered the option to put your direct deposit information on your tax form. That is that's the normal one that people are experiencing. So those that did not owe or were not required to pay any taxes, you were not offered the direct deposit area to put your direct deposit information in there. So in the event that you did not file, for example, a 2018, but you did file a 2019, but you didn't owe anything and there was no refund due to you, they don't have your direct deposit information. So that's what most of these people are using this particular link for. So the problem that we have here at this point is the link just became live at about 4 o'clock this morning. And since it has become live, the IRS is having problems keeping their server up. You can imagine how many people are attempting to try to get their information in there, especially after finding out that with the president's personal signature going on the memo line, it's going to take yet again another 7 to 14 days on top of the original time frame in order to get the checks out the door. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. I want you to see what's going on with the actual server and the reason why people need to not be panicked right at the moment about this. So give me 1 second here, and I will get that up for you. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is Down Detector, which is generally very accurate with regards to websites that are down. Right now, the problems that are at the IRS, you can see are massive. So you see, okay, that about 4 a.m., this link went live. And look at this. Okay, the reason that there's so many problems going on right now, and it isn't just that particular web page that allows you to put the direct deposit information in. It also is, it's several other areas on the website. 67% of the website is actually reporting problems right now, and it's huge amounts of problems. So about every hour, we're seeing about 500 reports on here of problems. And a lot of people really ticked off. Well, I mean, there are so many people right now that are not only, see, it's the same link to put in your direct deposit information as it is to find out whether or not your check has been sent out yet. So with all of this going on and so many people logging in, it's bogging the system down more. And the bad part about this is that if people don't stop attempting to try to log in, number one, it's going to lock you out for 24 hours after you've done it a few times. And number two, we're at a point where the more heavy traffic that's on there, the longer it's going to take for anybody to be able to get any information placed in the system. Right now, you would be receiving a notice, an error message that says error 109, technical difficulties, please try again later. And that will continue until enough people stop and give it some additional time to kind of catch up with everyone. So probably the best time frame, in my opinion, is going to be somewhere in the middle of the night if they have everything fixed. Okay, so the information that's coming out, it's all kinds of weird stuff that's coming out. People are complaining about the fact that they go in, they enter all of the accurate information that's on their filing from 2019 or 2018 in order to get to the point where you can put direct deposit information in. And what's happening is they're claiming, oh, well, you're not eligible for the funds or what have you. It's because the site itself is not catching up. So even if you know you're eligible and you just want to double check so that you feel better, right now is not the best time to do it because there's already hundreds of thousands of people trying over and over and over again to get onto that site. So just so that you guys are aware, it is not you, it is not your information, it is the IRS website. And like I said, the longer that it continues with people trying to re-enter information over and over again, the longer that it's going to take anybody to be able to accurately get information in there or out of there. At some point, it will just eventually crash. So that is the information with regards to that. Now, hopefully everybody knows what I'm talking about here in terms of the link. If you do not have that link, it is in the description of this video. And that information you can use to enter direct deposit if you do not have direct deposit on file. It also provides you with some information with regards to whether or not your check has been sent direct deposit or not. None of the paper checks have been sent yet. And direct deposit will go in waves. Now, hopefully everyone saw my video from yesterday, so you know whether or not you even need to enter information in. For those of you on SSI or SSDI, You do not need to do anything unless you do not have direct deposit information on the in your IRS file or in your Social Security file. Okay, because what they're going to do is they're going to take whatever information that you have on your Social Security file and they're going to transfer that and use that as direct deposit for you. So unless you're getting a paper check from SSI or SSDI every single month, then you don't really need to do anything, because again, it's just useless information that they've already got. But you can use the same link to check it out and find out whether or not your funds have been sent direct deposit. Okay, so it's still, that link is still useful to you. Okay, so did you just, Wonder Woman just proclaimed herself a demigoddess, I see. That's cute. Okay. All right, so let's just take this one step at a time. With regards to direct deposit, the link that I just talked about, the relief funds, whether or not you're eligible, these kind of questions pertaining to the actual relief, I pretty much know everything about it at this point, because I've been going through this for 2 weeks now to make sure that I understood it so I could answer questions and make sure everything was accurate that I gave to you guys. So does anybody have questions with regards to that part of this conversation about the relief checks? I had one that I want to make sure I answer, and that is, someone asked me, if I use my mom's direct deposit banking information, will it still come? Yes, it will. I was unsure of that during the last video that I did, but I did find out that it's going to be sent to whatever account direct deposit information you put in there. So let me tell you, if you put the wrong information in there, wrong routing number, wrong account number, it's going to go to that account, no matter whose it is. So be very, very careful. No, Knights Media, you cannot trade it for real gold or Moorish delirium. Okay, let's see. I need to file my 17, 18, and 19 taxes and was about to get them done. Will I still get a paper check? My understanding is that if you file at least your 2019 taxes, and you either owe money or money is coming back to you in a return, you will still get your check. And if you enter in your direct deposit information, it will come to you direct deposit. Now, if you want to go ahead, because the 2019, you can still e-file. 17 and 18, you're going to have to do by paper. Okay, so that's going to take 4 to 6 weeks to submit it and have it actually approved by paper. So my suggestion would be to go ahead and file your 2019 by e-file. Once you're done filing that, you at least know that your information is in there and you'll be in the round to get your check. Of course, I don't know what your specifics are, but you can always look at the IRS website and it'll tell you what the parameters are in order for you to determine how much of the relief check you would get. So that's just my personal, again, I'm not, it's totally up to you. I'm not giving you actual tax advice. It's just what I would do, because I know you can't e-file 17 or 18. It's way past the date to be able to do that. Okay, let's see. What are you doing over here, Rocky? If you could stop spraying corona. Oh God, I know. That's the most ridiculous thing. Okay, let's see. I have no address, haven't filed taxes in 7 years. Okay, so no, not necessarily. As a matter of fact, you can go on the IRS website, go into the section that talks about the illness, okay? And it gives you the form that you can file online as a non-filer in order for you to enter in your address information. And you also at that same time can enter in direct deposit. Now, if you don't have a bank, but you want your You want your funds faster? Go into Walmart and get a green dot card and use that. It has the direct deposit information directly in there. So that way it'll come on the card and you will get it that way. Let me know if that answered your question. Okay, let's see. People should look up their federal Congress representative and call them. Yes, I'm going to get to that in just a minute when I go over the unemployment scenario, because I spoke to several myself also, and I'm going to include your information on New Jersey with the information that I have, so that way we can hopefully address several states all at once. And what's happening, just so that you know, Wonder Woman, is that pretty much everybody's falling under the same scenario, we'll say. So the 14-day thing, all of that stuff, I'm going to go over, because it's all the states that I contacted, they're pretty much saying the same thing. So that will help us get through that faster. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. So with regards to the amount of or the time frame rather of checks. Okay, so there are waves that the actual direct deposits are coming in, and there are waves that the actual checks will be coming in. So for example, there's going to be there's the first wave has already been done. Everything was released on Friday. Some people actually were able to use it as available out of their bank on Friday, and some people had to wait until Monday, and others had to wait until today. It's separated like that for a reason. I don't know what their reason is exactly, but they did not want everything hitting all at once. They've made that perfectly clear. Now, with regards to the next rollout, my understanding is that it's Friday, and I believe this rollout actually goes to new people that have gotten direct deposit information in, that are at a lower income bracket, and Social Security and SSDI. Now, they're not making any promises in terms of when it hits your bank, because they really can't. Everybody's bank is different in terms of when they're going to release. Some of them required 3 days, some of them required 5 days for the funding to get in there. So that isn't something that I can tell you, because it's not something that's being told to anybody. That's on a bank by bank basis. But right now, all that has gone out is direct deposit. My understanding is checks will start here next week. Nobody's saying what date, but that it will be next week at some point. So everybody still has time to enter direct deposit information when they get the link up and moving again, if people would just slow down on clicking on it for a minute. But checks are going out to lowest income first, all the way to highest income. They're going 5 million at a time. And that's the reason why it's over a 20-week period. And that's why some people in a higher income bracket are not going to be receiving their checks until the beginning of September. All right. So that answers that. Let's see. Okay, so there's no other questions right now with that. Okay. All right. So the next thing that I want to go over with you guys that everybody seems to be somewhat confused about is unemployment. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and link you guys to this document that is actually pretty important for people to see. I don't know why we didn't get a chance to see this sooner, or why it's not actually being like, what is wrong with the news lately? This is really important stuff to all of us. And it just seems like, okay, well, you're on your own. All right. So information with regards to this new unemployment rollout. All right. First of all, as far as actual unemployment is concerned, you have to go through and file an actual claim, just like you would if you were laid off at any other time. If you're not in that system first, you will not be eligible for the federal unemployment assistance, which, by the way, is an additional $600 a month, or excuse me, $600 a week. And it also entitles you to an additional 13 weeks of unemployment. So that's really super important. All right. Now, with regards to the actual unemployment program, it has not rolled out in almost every single state as of yet. That is what's happening right now. It is, however, retroactive back to the end of March. So March 29th and forward, you're going to be paid for that. So let's say that you filed your unemployment claim on March 29th. You are eligible for every week from March 29th until whenever your unemployment ends to receive that additional $600. If you have been if you've been furloughed, for example, due to the illness issue. Okay. So this is specifically for individuals that file unemployment, are approved for unemployment, and it has to do with a furlough or a layoff or something of that sort, having to do with what's going on across the nation right now. Okay, so I want to make sure that everybody is aware that it's going to be an additional 2 weeks before, and this is okay, so for example, Wonder Woman was on the phone with her senator this morning, which happens to be out of New Jersey. And the senator informed her that it's going to be 14 days before the rollout of this is complete because they're trying to get everything put together, for example. And that is 2 weeks is what I heard too. So we're talking about, let's see, I spoke to them in Michigan because I have subscribers out of Michigan that have even been having trouble getting on the website just to file online. I spoke to them in Arizona. I spoke to them in California. I spoke to them in Colorado. All right, so in those states, I know for a fact it's the same as what Wonder Woman is hearing, which is the bottom line is that it's going to take an additional 14 days before that $600 a week starts rolling out and adds to your unemployment. In some states, regular unemployment claims are coming out 2 weeks after they're filed with 1 week in the hole. And in other states, they're saying 4 to 6 weeks. So I know it's a pain in the butt. I know it's very frustrating, especially since we can't get through to the IRS website. So we don't know when anything's coming in. It's equally as frustrating for me. However, at least we have some idea, as to why things are happening and what dates they're planning on implementing these things. Oh, one other thing with regards to the actual IRS website. If you try to contact the IRS right now, chances are you'll be left on in the hold of infinity, or you simply will get an all circuits are busy. Okay, so trying to push anybody in any direction isn't going to work because everybody under the sun is calling, and we're seeing similar things happening with unemployment, which is why Wonder Woman's idea of contacting her local senator was a good idea. And I would suggest everybody think about doing exactly the same thing if you truly are going days without being able to file your unemployment online, for example. Okay. Let's see. Let me take a look at these questions. Oh, I'm doing fairly well, Chuck. I'm doing fairly well. A little bit stressed, but I'm feeling much better. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, sorry, not for me. Okay. Important distinction to provide is that for unemployment issues, you must be certain to contact your state legislative representative, not your federal. Right. Yes, that's very true. You'll get nowhere with federal. Make sure you contact your state legislative representative. And, chances are you're going to have to leave messages or send emails and wait because, again, they're being inundated with everyone who is very upset about all of these issues that are going on right now. Everybody feels like, what the heck, especially what I feel bad for everybody, but I really feel bad for the medical personnel that are going through this. I've already seen a massive amount of nurses and doctors very frustrated with what's happening because of the fact that they either can't get their employees that they've had to furlough, taken care of, or they're on the front lines and are not able to pay their child care because of these holdups. So in terms of both the relief check and unemployment, if you have additional questions that you come up with after you've thought about it, please feel free to email me at virgotriad@protonmail.com, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Although my email fills up really quickly, so if you haven't heard from me in, say, 24 hours, try again, because my email just cuts off. It doesn't like hold them in backup. I don't know why. But I'll get to them as rapidly as I can. Okay, so let's see. All right, I talked to you about the scams. I talked to you about the IRS stuff. I talked to you about the website, and I've now talked to you about unemployment. Okay, so the final thing that I have to talk to you guys about, which is actually much more important than any of the rest of this stuff, and that is our new Moorish bingo cards. I had actually started putting in a lot of information on the cards themselves, and I'm going to show you those right now. And then I realized, you know what? I'm not going to remember everything. So I want to have you guys tell me what you think needs to be on these cards, so that way we have the opportunity to do some Moorish bingo. It's a little bit of a different take than sovereign citizen bingo. So let's see. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, here we go. So what we're looking at right now is actually the card. And this is what the card is going to look like. And the information that goes on in the little squares, that is what I'm referring to. So what's currently on there right now is we've got right to travel, policy enforcer, I know my rights, public servant, I don't need a license, Albion, am I being detained, traffic infractions aren't crimes, Black's Law, I don't answer questions, sheriff supervisor, I do not consent, taser usage, statutes and codes, name and badge number, legal fiction, injured party, commercial activity, common law, UCC, under duress, sui juris, colorable, jurisdiction, maritime admiralty law, conveyance or vessel, kidnapping, de facto, appellation. I reserved, not appellation, appellation. I reserve my rights, oath of office, for the record, agent, and then hoax. Now, what I need to find out from you guys is what you think would need to be added, if anything, and what you think would need to be removed, if anything. What this does is, obviously, when we go over and watch a video, if indeed the Moorish party in the video says these things, then we can mark them off. And we're trying to, of course, get a bingo. You guys will be able to play along with. You can get your own card. And as soon as this is completed, I'll have a link for you guys to pull your card down. We're going to try and play this as soon as Friday. If we don't get to it Friday, then we'll definitely be doing it at the beginning of the week next week. So I want to make sure that everybody is happy with what the squares have. And, this way I can complete it so that everybody can download their own card. All right. So you guys let me know what you think in terms of anything else that needs to be on there. Okay, yeah, a Mexican. That's what I thought too. A Mexican, I was thinking, or all Morocco. Oh, is Sock in here? Hi, Sock. How are you? Agent Sock. I hope everybody saw the video where I put Agent Sock's practicing social distancing. This is Morocco. Yeah, we'll do the Morocco. Yeah, we'll do that one too. Sheriff supervisor should be called the sheriff. Okay. I'm traveling, not that one's on there. Nights, traveling, not driving, is on there. It's just worded a little bit differently because traveling, not driving is extremely long to put in that little itty bitty square. No license plates. Okay. Now, I mean, this is not going to show up on every single card. There will be ones that don't have all of these things. Obviously, there will be too many to go on every single square, and we want everything to, we want everybody to have an opportunity to hit bingo, just for bragging rights. So, let's see. Is there anything that you guys think should be removed? I had actually thought about removing a couple of things. One of those things was, let me look back here real quick. Maritime Admiralty law. Because that's more of a Sobsit thing than it is a Moorish thing. I know they use it sometimes, but there's just a few things on here that I feel like I'm not sure really need to be on here. But I figured I would show it to you guys and we'll go with what you guys think. Noble Drew Ali, Treaty of Friendship, Article 15. Is that law or policy? I'm going to have to go back through these after the fact so that I can make sure that I get everybody's. Okay, yes, and Chuck colorable is on there. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to change that to color of law. When I first saw it, I'm like, colorable. Oh, yeah, that is something dumb, they say. But I do think it needs to be changed to color of law. Okay, so this is how it works. Wonder Woman had a good question. Okay, so basically what we do is we go back and we watch one of the older, chances are, one of the older, excuse me, you guys. Maisie, can you back up, please, honey? You do not need any of mommy's coffee. Okay, thank you. All right, so what we'll do is we'll watch one of the older videos of the Moors either getting pulled over or, whatever it is that they happen to have in that particular video that I'm just going to randomly pick one out. And as we're watching it, the stuff that they say or the claims that they make are going to be what you use in order to mark off the bingo card. So, for example, if everybody has a bingo card that they've downloaded, or if you guys just want to watch mine on the screen, that's fine too. But a lot of people like to play along. So what we will do is we'll watch the video. As we're watching the video, I'll be checking off things off of the card that that they say. So if we're watching, for example, one of Sharon's and she talks about Albion, that Albion square is going to be checked off. And what we're trying to do is see if there's enough in the video for any of us to make a bingo. And once somebody makes a bingo, because all of the things that are in that line have been said, then they are going to put in the chat that they've bingoed. It's just something fun to do, something cool to laugh at. There aren't any special gifts or prizes or anything like that. It's just something for us to do together that's fun. I hope that answered the question. I'm trying to make sure that I get everything out in a reasonable amount of time here, because last time we did a live, it was an hour and a half long, and I don't want to hold you guys up in the middle of the day that long. The part of the state/fed being a corporation. Yeah, that we could probably put on there under just corp or something like that. Again, that's a little bit more of a Sovsit thing than Moorish, but hey, let's face it, they're so close together. We might as well just put it on there and see what happens, right? Okay, so you guys tell me something good. What's happening with you guys? First of all, let me ask you, how many of you have actually already received your relief package in would be direct deposit? And was everybody happy with what they received? There was a lot of information that was online this morning of people that were making scary claims. So I was curious as to what you guys were seeing. There were people that, of course, had the statement, "Well, I didn't receive mine." Well, that's normal because it's going to be coming in waves, like I said. But then there were a lot of people that were making statements like, "Hey, excuse me, IRS, you forgot a zero on my check." So this woman was supposed to get 3,400 for her husband, and her two children, and her check came and it was $350 or $340 or something like that. So, there were a few mistakes that I was seeing that were kind of scary to me, but the majority of people that had received it just fine. You just gotta. So let me ask you this, pronoun, when did you actually file? I mean, when did you initially file? Did it take you about 4 weeks, or was it faster than that? Knight says he's running out of cartoons to watch. Really? That's a terrible thing. Peter says his relief package comes from the liquor store. Ooh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, and what you're hearing in the background, of course, as you all know, special appearance of little man snoring. Old Popeye cartoons. And you know what? Robin Brown, who is a subscriber and has been for a long time now, watches this old space program from like the 40s or 50s. I'm trying to remember what the name of that thing is. Anyway, I watched one. Turned out to be pretty good. Watch the old Twilight Zones. You'll feel normal. You'll feel like this whole thing's normal after watching a few Twilight Zones. Oh, it took 3 weeks. Thank you for answering that. I really appreciate that. Hey, that's pretty good because I've got other people that have told me it's taking 4. A couple of people have told me that it took 6. That's way too long. That is way too long. But you know where that was at? Michigan. Michigan has a tremendous amount of people that are filing unemployment on a daily basis. And they're just having trouble even keeping their website up, according to what I was told. Yeah, Buck Rogers, not called Buck Rogers, but Buck Rogers is a good one. It's called Space Something. Anyway, I mean, the spaceship in the beginning cannot look any faker, any more fake. That was bad grammar. But the stories itself are pretty good. It's really old, you guys. It's like blurry black and white old, like older than what's the name of that show that's like the Twilight Zone, but isn't the Twilight Zone, but it was right around the same time frame. God, I don't even remember what it's called. The beginning starts out with "Don't adjust your TV set, we're in control," and all this other stuff. What was that called, you guys? I know I'm not the only one that's old enough to remember that here. The Outer Limits. Thank you, Peter. I don't know why I guess I just need more coffee. That's the answer to everything. More coffee. Yes, Teresa, Outer Limits. That's the one. Chuck says the 50s. Okay. Duck Dodgers in the 21st Century featuring Marvin the Martian. Okay. Oh, this is going to be scary. Watching a guy from Scotland trim cow's hooves and a UK plumber snake out external drainage pipes. That is disgusting. Oh man. So one of my subscribers came over and was making comments about how bored they were and that they had been reduced to watching locks being crushed. And I went over there to take a look at the link that he was talking about. And don't you know, I got wrapped up in that stuff. So there's something really cool about watching this high powered machine crush stainless steel that's real thick, like those master locks. I don't know why, but I got wrapped up in it too. I mean, I don't know what's happening to us, you guys, but from all the signs, it doesn't look too good. Okay. Cable never came back on. What? Agent Sock. But your internet's still working, right? Or are you on data now? That is really, oh, I would be some kind of mad. Yeah, those are cool, Joe. How it's made videos. You guys, there's like a whole there's season after season after season. And I mean, if you're weird like me and you like to see, like how is a ballpoint pen made, those are pretty cool. There was a really good one on not too long ago that I saw where they show you how they make ninja swords. And they also showed in one that was either the same one or the next one, how they make like kayaks and stuff like that. It's really pretty cool. Well, I'm glad you have lots of DVDs, Sock, but still, that's not right. Sheesh. Okay, so Wonder Woman says the Thunderbirds go. Now, I've never seen Thunderbirds go before. Um, but anything that's from the 50s or 60s, they're all pretty interesting to watch, even if they're just weird, because, well, they're just weird. And no, Sonny, I don't want to know how hot dogs are made. What's the weirdest thing that you guys have done since the lockdown started? Since you've been stuck at home, what's the weirdest thing you guys have done? Beef jerky. I can't imagine that would be much better than hot dogs, Joe. Maybe it is. Oh, good. I'm glad your internet is still up, Sock. Wait a minute. What did I miss? What is Rocky watching? Air traffic controller conversation with pilots. That would be interesting. Wonder Woman says watching the locks is totally smashing. That was pretty cool, you guys. You ought to look that up. Watching those locks get smashed like that with that really high powered um it's one of those electric high powered hammer type things. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Oh yeah, wedding cakes, that's always neat to watch. Oh my gosh, you did all your laundry, Peter. That's great. At least that's hey, that's useful there though. I mean, I don't maybe that's weird for you. Mr. Swindle Hoodwinked is watching zit popping on YouTube. Gross. That is gross. I don't think I can handle doing that. That's a bit much for me there. Can everybody hear little man snoring? That's him right there. I wonder how much noise this actually cancels out sometimes for you guys. So Chuck's doing housework. British sci-fi show Space Patrol. I think that's it. Space Patrol is it. That's the one I was trying to tell you that is kind of wacky, that is like all blurry black and white and the beginning looks really fake. Space Patrol. Anyway, yeah, they really like that show. There are so many views on those. Anyway, it wasn't bad at all. It just is really blurry and you can tell it's really quite old. Excuse me. Um, let's see. Little man he is living the good life. While mama stresses out, he's just snoozing. Did you just say you're watching condoms being made, Wonder Woman? I'm trying to think if that would be interesting to me or not. Isn't that like right along the lines of like balloons being made and stuff like that? It's like the latex, the plants where they do a bunch of latex stuff. I suppose it would have to be a different different area than balloons, but oh my gosh. I gave the cat a makeover. Oh my. Hey, that's an idea. If I make over the puppies and I can post those pictures for you guys. I do not understand the pimple popping thing. I'm sorry, I do not understand that, but some, to each their own, okay? I'm not judging. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Yes. It is just like balloons. Oh, so you've watched it too, Joe? Whew, I don't know, y'all. Crashing Morris. Yes, I know. That's Mr. Swindle Hoodwink's favorite. Look at here. Crashing Moorish conference calls. You have 3 of them this week. Wow. Okay, now I can deal with the $6 million man, Wonder Woman, and probably the Bionic Woman too, or whatever. Condoms and balloons similar. Yeah, well, that makes sense. No, I have not heard of Rosa before, Chuck. Somebody else mentioned her and I meant to go and check on it, but to be perfectly honest with you, I have got such a backload of on my list of things that people have asked me to check out and do videos on. I am so far behind between being out last week for several days and then in addition to that having to finish the website this week. I have just been swamped. So I will get to it, but it'll take me a little bit. Watching old Disney movies. Yeah, I've done some of that. Watching old Disney movies. I'm right there with you with that one. Watch Just for Laughs videos. Okay. Little Mermaid, Aladdin. Yep. I watched there's this show that's really cute. If you have Amazon Prime, it's called Good Boy. It is so cute if you love dogs. Really, really cute. So you guys check that out if you get a chance. Listen to him snore. Unbelievable. I have taken to feeding squirrels outside my living room window to entertain my cat. Twiggy and Zelda are their names. Oh my goodness. Squirrels are pretty amazing, though. Rocky says he binged watched Tiger King twice. I'm jealous. I haven't even seen it once. It must be good if you watched it twice. So I'll make a point of watching it now. Yeah, I actually have a video about Agenda 21 and the BS involved in that, because the statements that are made on it, nobody actually read the whole thing, and me, like a dingbat, did. Come to find out that the majority of the videos about Agenda 21 are total and complete BS. But if you look in my Snoop for Truth playlist, you'll find information on that. Splash. Okay, yeah, Splash. I remember that one. Number 1 fruitcake has to be David Icke. You know what? I think David Icke and Deborah Tavares are right there next to each other. But I will have to say that although they seem to both believe in the same things, David Icke really has it over Deborah in regards to reptilian people. Okay. Oh, Moors are just the Joe Exotic. That's true. That's true. Oh, Liz. I love Liz. Did you guys all have a chance to hear Little Man singing Maisie her birthday song? If you haven't, it's on my channel, Little Man, back about 4 or 5 videos. Anyway, I think Lil Man needs to have a record of his own. We might be working on that soon. He's just, special boy. No, it's really cute though, if you guys haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. Oh, great idea. Denise dragged out the yarn and is knitting a sweater. That's cool. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Rocky. I was quite proud of him. Disney censored Daryl Hannah's butt. Are you serious? Come on. There's so much worse out there. Yes, Ike and Tavares, they win. I agree. I think they're just, woo, boy. And it's so crazy how, as much crap as she puts out there, they continue to monetize her channels. Crazy. Okay, Joe, what do you mean? What about the Queen of England? What do you mean? Disney has, okay, wait. I lost something that Joe was talking about here. Oh, Wonder Woman, you don't want to go there. Okay. Oh, lizard people. Yes, absolutely. He really, really gets off on the lizard people, David Icke. There's entire cities and colonies of them. Oh, yeah, the Queen of England, right. He says that all the time, is one, supposedly. And meanwhile, in the underbelly of all places, we have Harvey Dent spreading that he's talking to people that supposedly work at hospitals that are informing him that everything is a hoax. Everything. Oh man, I mean, the world that YouTube has turned into in terms of conspiracies is just, oh my gosh, unbelievable. All right, so I am going to let you guys go here in a couple of minutes because we are quickly approaching the hour mark. And I want to make sure that I've answered any questions that you guys have with regards to the relief package or unemployment. If you're questioning anything, ask me if you know now so that I can try to get an answer if I don't have it or answer it if I do. And but remember that you still at any point can email me virgotriad at protonmail.com. People can figure out what state district they are in and who represents them by Googling what district am I in, or even on ballot. Yes. So make sure again that you guys are contacting state legislative, not federal. You'll get nowhere with federal senators or any of them. Make sure it's who is over your district if you want to contact them with regards to unemployment information, issues, whatever. Let's see. David Icke is a British, hold on. Former sportscaster who suffered a nervous breakdown and came to believe the world is secretly run by lizard people. You know what? He claims to be part of royalty too. I just don't know what part of royalty he supposedly is. Little man, enough is enough with the snoring, dude. Okay, let's see. I want to personally thank you for this information. Thank you for being here in the live chat, Rocky. I appreciate that. And you're very welcome. This is something that there's a lot of anxiety around this. We already have to deal with so much that's going on right now. So I wanted to try to dig in as rapidly as possible. So I started a couple of weeks ago trying to gather as much information that I could provide for you guys once we got to this point. And I don't know why there's so many people that do not understand that when there's hundreds of thousands of people trying to get on the same web page, that it's obviously going to start having some issues after a while. But there's a lot of panicking that's happening, and I understand it to some extent. People can, okay, yes, I got that one. I'm not even going to where Joe and Liz are right now. If the sky was green, where would we stop mowing? Okay. Live stream Sunday evening. We'll get Mr. Swindle to join. Okay, here is the advertisement for Chuck. He's making a cheeky plug. I have to admit, this one's pretty shameful here, Chuck. Live stream Sunday evening. We'll get Mr. Swindle to join. So nobody forget Chuck's cheeky plug. Okay? Everybody remember to join in the live stream on Sunday. And I will try to remember to check and see what time that's going to be so that I can put it up on my community tab. David is raving nutbag that has more conspiracies than a squirrel has nuts stored for winter. I agree 100%. Royal pain in the arse. Who are you speaking of, Chuck? Wonder Woman? I'm just kidding. My plan is to go ahead and do my routine live stream on Friday. Yes. I don't think, thank you, Massive God Squad. I appreciate your comment very much and your support. I am, so, there's some stuff that's going on personally here that I'm doing everything I can to keep up with the website, keep up with my health issues that have been going on, which are now beginning to get better due to having what I need. And then also just personal stuff that just like everybody's going through, from finances to furloughed family members and all kinds of other stuff. So I'm trying everything I can to keep up. But my plan is, so if things change, you guys will know ahead of time. But my plan is to have my normal live stream on Friday, which is at 11 a.m. Central Time, you guys. And you will be notified first. Let's see. Need to ask a question. Nope, I am not. Here's the question, you guys. I really don't know why you would even come close to assuming that, but it really doesn't matter either way. The answer is no. Let's see. Chuck says, sorry. No problem, Chuck. I would have been promoting it anyway for you. Let's see. Oh, good. So Mr. Swindle Hoodwinked has accepted your your invitation. Yeah, that's a good question. Joe says he wants to know whether the live stream's going to be on Chuck's channel or Swindle Hoodwink's channel. So it's going to be on Chuck Chases the Facts for anybody who wanted to know. Okay. Oh, Rocky, don't stress, man. Don't even worry about it. It's not a big deal. And quite honestly, maybe it was a genuine question. I kind of don't think it was, but that's okay. Either way, it doesn't bother me at all. Let's see. Will you ever do a call-in show? Sure. Yeah. Not a problem at all. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about doing that before the end of the month. So we might want to actually talk about who you would like to see, who you would like for me to potentially invite. There's also a special thing that's going to be going on May 15th with Paranormal Encyclopedia. That's Kevin Mears. And I'll have more on that over the next couple of weeks to share with you guys. But I'm going to be on that for, I believe it's an hour on the 15th of May with some special stuff. So if people could, what is this? If people could crush the calls with me, especially with Pauline, she gets pissed. Okay. Crash. I'm like, crush. What is he talking about? Crash the calls. Okay. I see what you're saying. Rocky is handsome. Yes, he is. Rocky says he'll crash with you. I'm not even going to go there. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go now. I appreciate you showing up very much for the stream. Um, oh, good, Joe. I hope that you wait, hope to back at work. So are you going to be back at work? Hi, Randy. You want me to interview your straw man? Oh, that would be interesting. All right. Wonder Woman says, "Can I interview her straw woman? Straw woman. That's a good one. Only if I can borrow your lasso. Can I borrow your lasso?" Oh, okay, you guys. This chat's gonna be up for about 3 to 4 minutes after I close out here for everybody to say goodbye to one another. And I want to thank you for showing up. I know this wasn't the most interesting live stream, but I needed to make sure that these questions were answered. And for anybody that's on the replay that has questions, you can either put it in the comment section or you can email me personally at virgotriad@protonmail.com. So, as I said, you guys have 3 to 4 minutes before this will actually shut off to talk amongst yourselves or to ask questions you might have forgotten. So, everybody take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye bye.